what happens when the really exciting and energetic marketing people get together with the really nerdy and overly enthusiastic data analytics folks, and the two of them come together, and hopefully there's some magic that comes out of it.
I hope so.
Welcome to Advisor Talk with Frank LaRosa. Brought to you by Elite Consulting Partners, it's the only podcast offering unfiltered guidance and direct advice for all things concerning financial advisors, RIAs, and the practitioners in the wealth management business. Learn more and subscribe today at eliteconsultingpartners.com/podcast. And now, here's your host, Frank LaRosa.
Hey everybody, welcome to Advisor Talk. My name is Brian Lutz, the Chief Marketing Officer at Elite Consulting Partners, and today I'm joined by Cheema, Chief Information Officer and head of the newly minted Jedi Database Solutions service line under the Elite Consulting Partners brand.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for having me.
We just kind of stole the room. I mean, I appreciate the thank you, but this is like what happens when the kids run the castle. Mom and dad are away. And listener, thank you very much for putting up with us, because this is going to be a podcast with what happens when the really exciting and energetic marketing people get together with the really nerdy and overly enthusiastic data analytics folks, and the two of them come together, and hopefully there's some magic that comes out of it.
I hope so. I think it will.
Yeah. Now, listen, we're a good time.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it'll be great for a laugh. One of the things, actually, there's a couple of things we wanted to be able to cover today. One of them is list segmentation as it relates to email outreach.
Yep.
And then as a partner to that, also the importance of creating workflows and understanding how workflows can assist prospecting pipelines as it leads ultimately to the optimal business development experience.
Love those topics. Yeah.
Oh, God, me too. So let's get into topic number one. Sue and I were talking the other day. We've got a client that we share together, and he's got an email list of 13,000 names, and that is a fantastic list.
Yeah.
And in those 13,000 emails, there are clients in there. There's contacts that he has that are centers of influence, and then the rest of them are prospects, leads in multiple different levels that he's collected over the years that he's been in practice.
Cold, warm, all mixed up together.
Yep, right, exactly right.
Yeah.
And so anybody would say, hey, that's great, let's email all of these people.
Right.
And so that's typically what we've done in the past. We see a lot of advisors doing that, but we're telling you that there is a better way out there.
Right. And that's called dynamic segmentation list in account engagement. And, well, what would be the perfect use case for it is because they're getting multiple outreach even when they're interacting and engaging, right? So the way to do dynamic segmentation is you create workflows in the back end or rules in the back end whereby you say, if this happens, like within the CRM as an example, then create this person or add this person into the segmentation list. They're smiling. And if this happens or, something changes about whatever that is in the back end in the CRM, then you could take this person out of a segmentation list.
Okay. This is what happens when really nerdy people get together and start talking, because everything that you said is really exciting to me, but I want to break it down for the average listener on the podcast.
Please do. Yeah.
So we've got 13,000 emails.
Right.
And we've got a content, let's just call it a monthly newsletter that we want to send out to those 13,000 names. Right. Issue number one is that there could be some duplication in that list, meaning that one person could have multiple emails, whether it be their personal email, their Gmail address, it could be a work email address. If they have multiple businesses, there could be different businesses. So what you'd want to be able to do on the contact
unify
level.
Yeah.
What is unify?
Unify the narrative.
Talk to me, Goose. What does that mean?
Basically, like not have the same person or their email addresses within various segmentation lists.
Right. Now, it's important to segment those lists because maybe you want to send your COIs an email, and maybe
Right.
you want to send your prospects an email. But stay with me on the newsletter as an example,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So if I send out a newsletter to 13,000 people, I
Right.
don't want Jim Smith to get 3 versions of the same email.
Correct.
Because I've got his Gmail account and I've got his work account and maybe I've got his wife's account.
Right.
How do I solve that problem?
Well, through that dynamic segmentation list. And also, I just wanted to add, if this person, Jim Smith, is receiving outreach from whoever, like this client, 3 times a day, they're going to get numb to it, right? So even to psychologically, even to have an impact, there has to be a more rare occurrence of those outreaches. And that's where the dynamic segmentation list, which essentially you're leveraging either their behavior or the data within your CRM to add or remove them from certain segmentations.
Okay. I think I know what dynamic segmentation means, but explain to the listener what dynamic segmentation means.
So as an example, you add a new prospect. I'm just going to use something, very basic. So you add someone to your CRM. If you have mobile access to that CRM, that's even easier. And as soon as you add, you could automatically create workflows in the back end to add them to, welcome segmentation list, whatever that looks like, right? Then you can create workflows in the back end whereby as you're nurturing, you're updating them within your CRM, and that's either removing them from the intro and adding, or not either, but essentially removing them from the intro and adding them to, lukewarm segmentation list, right? Like stuff like that.
Okay, let's back up a step.
Yeah.
So we've got 13,000 emails. Those 13,000 lists may have one person with 3 different emails in them.
Jim Smith.
Right? Jim Smith,
Yeah,
right? We
yeah.
love our boy Jim. And what this dynamic list is going to allow us to do is say we still want to send Jim an email, but
Right.
let's send it to his personal address,
Correct.
not his work address.
Perfect.
Right?
Yep.
But the other thing that you mentioned, which I find to be absolutely fascinating, and one of the things that gets me really excited in the morning is dynamic list segmentation.
There you go.
Right? And when you add workflows in that as well, one of the things that I just can't get over in terms of the level of excitement that I have for this is you have, to your example, someone that you have a new prospect,
Right.
You add them into your CRM. You're like, hot lead.
Yeah.
Let's start talking to them.
Right.
Every advisor today is going to say, listen, Jim Smith is my guy.
Yep.
He's going to be a great client.
Yep.
I need to email him right now.
Right.
They go into Outlook. They go into Gmail, whatever they're using for their email, and they send this guy an email. And then they wait,
Yep.
right? What happens after that?
Follow-ups, other things, other priorities.
Work happens, right? Yeah.
Life happens. Yep.
Oh, man, now I just remembered I need to go to the grocery store after work. Oh, you know
Right.
what? Maybe
Run an errand.
Let me run an errand, right? More advanced advisors, or maybe even marketing savvy advisors, will use a tool like Constant Contact or MailChimp, and they'll start creating email sequences.
Yeah.
Sequences meaning a series of emails that'll go out once you initiate them into a specific list.
Right.
So let's just say our boy Jim,
Yep.
we want to make sure that he gets a client. We have an email sequence in our Constant Contact. We add him to the list. Jim gets email number 1. He opens it. He looks at it. He clicks through to a couple of links.
Right.
I've got to go to the grocery store. No worries. I'm not going to forget because the email sequence is going to send email number 2 for me.
Automatic.
Automatically. We love automation.
Yes.
And then if Jim doesn't call us or he doesn't come through, email number 3 is going to go out. So he's automatically getting dripped on.
Correct.
But Sue, there's
Yep.
a better way.
I know.
Because what happens if Jim gets a second email and he gives us a call and he's like, hey, I can't wait to meet with you. When can we get together?
Correct.
We don't want Jim to get the third
Third
email.
one or the fourth one.
Or the fourth one. So how do we stop that from happening?
So we could create behavioral triggers within the CRM, that then updates the automation within account engagement or whatever the marketing platform is. And you explain it a lot better. So,
All right. So a behavioral trigger. Jim gets email number 1. He likes it. He opens it. He clicks through, but he doesn't do anything. email number 2 goes out, he clicks it and be like, you know what? Sue really knows what she's talking about. I
Truly
need to give
engaged.
her a call.
Yeah.
Let's click the link
Yeah.
in my email
Yeah.
that schedules a meeting for us through Calendly, through Microsoft Bookings, whatever your scheduling link is. And now a meeting is set.
Right.
That meeting is the trigger to stop and hit that timeout on all future emails. So that now that a meeting is set, you don't want to send Jim a third email that says,
Yes.
hey, bud, hope you enjoy those other 2 meetings. I'm still looking forward to meeting with you at some point. And Jim's going to get that email and be like,
I just talked to this guy.
what is he doing?
Exactly.
He doesn't have his stuff together. How is he going to manage my portfolio?
And you know what I like about this approach? I work with Salesforce a lot as a CRM. They have 2D analytics, and then they have 3D analytics. This is also almost is...
What?
Yeah, it's almost like, I know. It's almost like a 3D approach, right, to marketing. Like, have you ever seen the 3D chess?
I love 3D chess.
See, nerd talk.
Yeah,
Nerd talk.
come on. Talk to me some more. I'm getting excited.
But, so you were presenting a point when I interrupted.
No, so the great thing about creating workflows within your prospecting funnel, something that I know that Frank talks a lot about, is that this gets a layer deeper into that, is that you're sending out these emails, but you want to make sure you stop those email sequences once they take the action that you want them to take. And the action that they want you to take is book time with me. And once that happens, the prospecting sequence stops.
Or it could go into... this person is engaged. Hey, welcome. It was nice chatting with you. Whatever
But
that
wait,
looks.
there's more. So you've set a meeting,
Right.
That means that workflow stops.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that all workflows have to stop. Because as we talk about the customer journey,
Right.
we've gotten out of the prospecting phase
Yep.
and into the sales funnel.
Yep.
Right? So now we've got them
There's
set
a
up to
true
have their
opportunity.
very first and initial call, right? And after that, the call goes well. What happens?
Welcome letter. I don't know.
Thank you for taking a call with me.
Yes.
Enjoyed our time together. Let's schedule time now to do a deep dive into your account
Right.
and review your portfolio and identify next steps.
Oh my God. You know what occurred to me?
Tell me.
Is if you're tracking any notes, you're going to love this. If you're tracking any notes within the CRM on this prospect call, right, you could actually merge that field into your market outreach, and it could sound really personal. Like, hey, thanks for taking my call. It was great talking to you. How is your dog, Joe Schmo?
You name your dog Joe Schmo? The look of amazement on my face if you're not watching us on YouTube. And please, there are people that drive and listen to this podcast and don't want them to run off the road. Please tell me you're not naming your dog Joe Schmo.
Whatever the dog's name is, you could really personalize it in an automatic way, which is so cool.
Rufus.
There you go, the dog's
Rover,
name.
Oscar. I mean, we're in
Brady.
Philly. Harper's a very popular dog name.
Brady.
Brady. Oh, Boston people. I don't know. Regardless, your point is you've taken a customer note from that comment.
Yep.
You can incorporate those customer notes in your future outreach.
In an automatic way, right? Even though it sounds personal, it almost make it seem like you're sending it one by one. But essentially what you're doing is updating a field within your CRM, which you're merging into your automation. Voila!
Listen, personalization is so key.
Yes.
And returns engagement back 8 times more likely than form letters.
Can you
right?
imagine? Like
No.
such an easy thing
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, yep.
Pluck that fruit off that vine. Put it in your mouth. It's so delicious. What we're talking about here is taking fields from your CRM solution and putting them into your email template. You're not writing one-off emails. The CRM solution's doing that for you. You're just adding that layer of personality.
Yes.
One of my favorite fields, and I'm getting all excited. I'm jumping out of my seat. One of my favorite fields that we use here at Elite is the goes by name. Right? So you may have someone whose name is James David Ramsey,
Yeah.
right? But he goes by Jack.
Yeah.
When I say, hey, Jack, really enjoyed our time together. Looking forward to next steps. He knows that that's a personalized email. Now, I didn't write that email,
Right.
but I remembered that he preferred Jack over John in his email. Same thing with
I love
David,
that example.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a unique spelling, put it out phonetically. So the next time that you call that person on the phone and they've got a very unique name, whether it be first or last, put in the phonetic spelling of there too. So that way you're not butchering that name, and that level of personalization shoots through the roof. That is immediate trust.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's the little things in marketing, right?
100% it
It's
is.
the details.
Well, and not even marketing. That's just good business.
That's good business. Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So there you go. 2 great tips, 1 bonus tip with
One
the custom
bonus.
Field.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be giving these out like that.
Well, you know what? Frank's a giver. I'm trying to, I'm trying to.
Continue his generosity.
Thank you. Exactly right. Yes. We're trying to keep that train rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, this was great.
Awesome. I loved it too. We're going to do this more often.
Absolutely.
So, on the days where Frank is not available or Sue and I can jump out, you're probably going to hear a lot more from us. So stay tuned. We will be marking all of these episodes as Jedi episodes or marketing episodes. You'll also notice the discoloration, or I guess the alternative colors in the background here of your episode thumbnails. And if you're watching us on YouTube, the framing in the back. But absolutely love this.
Love it.
Love working with you. I think we provide a lot of value, but we have a lot of fun doing it.
We have a lot of fun doing it.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate it. As always, if you have any questions or if you want to follow up with anything that we talked to here, send us a note at Brian Lutz. That's Brian with an I, Lutz, at eliteconsultingpartners.com.
And Sue Cheema at eliteconsultingpartners.com. It's SUECHEMA at Elite Consulting Partners.
Sue with an E.
Sue with an E. Yep.
You got it. That's a shout out to Stacy. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week. And Frank will be back. With, gosh, what are we talking about next? Oh, I should probably know this. We'll cut it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Advisor Talk with Frank LaRosa. If you're looking for more advice or solutions on any topics in the financial services industry, or you just want to subscribe to our podcast, head on over to eliteconsultingpartners.com/podcasts.